Shortly after I started calisthenics in my late 30s, I suffered a slap tear in both shoulders and golfer's elbow and tennis elbow in both arms because I didn't know how to progress my strength and flexibility safely. I overcame those injuries without surgery, and now I record 2 workouts a day and upload them to YouTube so that you don't have to make the same mistakes I did. In today's workout, I'm doing straight arm scapular strength, working towards my goals of a planche and a front lever. I'm going to be breaking down the technique cues that I'm using to really master the tuck planche and the scapular push-up to lean. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of middle splits training and some other flexibility work. Enjoy! Alright, I'm just starting my workout with a tiny bit of foam rolling just for my lower back because I have spondylolisthesis in L4 and L5 and my lower back just gets pretty tight every day. And I find that a little bit of foam rolling, I normally do more than what I'm going to do today. I'm doing a bit of a shorter workout today because we've got to record some podcasts soon and I'm going away for a little vacation, so I've got to get ready for it. And but this is like my minimum amount of foam rolling. And everybody's different. But for me, I find this little bit of rolling on my back and a little bit of thoracic extension is really game changing for me. This thoracic extension like this is incredible for helping to overcome all of the forward rounding that we do when we're sitting on our devices. And it's just incredible. It's so good. Oh. Okay, so this one, because I've had slap tears in both shoulders, slap tears never actually heal. But what happens is you make the surrounding muscles so strong and you strengthen the scapular stabilizers and the rotator cuff to a degree where they make the shoulder so stable that the slap tear isn't an issue. Now that said, you still get flare-ups every now and then. And about 3 weeks ago, I tore some of the muscles in my right shoulder. I don't know which ones. I didn't go and get it diagnosed, but I felt it during a workout and I've been dealing with some pain and I had to adjust my program for the next couple of weeks. And so I've just gone back to doing this scapular stabilizer and rotator cuff activation exercise just as part of my warm-up. This is one of the exercises that I used heavily at the earlier phases of my rehab for my shoulders. It's really good. Okay, and then to finish my warm-up, I just do some skin the cat. And skin the cat is a really, really good exercise to do for a warm-up when you can do it. This is not a great exercise for a beginner, but when you can do skin the cat, because it takes the shoulders through full range of motion from shoulder flexion here and then under load all the way through to shoulder extension. So you're getting that full range of motion actively. So it's not a stretch. Obviously, we're strengthening the whole, well, we're not strengthening, we're switching on the system, switching on all your muscles, getting everything ready for the workout. And for straight arm scapular strength, like what I'm doing today, it's perfect because, this is really warming me up for my tuck lever. And then from here, I'm protracting the shoulder blades and coming down, which is warming me up for the planche because that's the planche movement. It's that protraction and shoulder flexion. And then I'll just do just a little bit of wrist circles, wrist warm-ups like this. Couple of elbow circles and just move my arms around a bit. Today I'm going to do 5 rounds, but I'm only going to film 1 round because it takes a lot of time to move the camera around and get it ready between sets, and I've got to get through this so that I can get ready for our podcast. So here we go, I'll do my first round. Whew. That's the exercise that I did my first slap tear on. It's actually the progression before, the next progression, where you pull your knees up into your chest for a tuck planche. So there's a lot of injury trauma there for me and for my shoulder. And I've done a lot of work to prepare myself before moving back into those same realms where the slap tears occurred, so that it doesn't happen again. So there's a lot of rebuilding that goes on after you've had a traumatic injury, and something that, in my experience, most people aren't willing to do, unfortunately. Most people just want to opt for the surgery so they don't have to do anything and hope that that fixes it. And most of the time, it doesn't. Most of the time, symptoms don't improve, and they often even get worse after surgery. And the fact remains that whether you get surgery or not, you still need to make the shoulder strong to prevent deterioration over time. So it just makes no sense to me that you wouldn't follow a progressive strength program. And it sucks, you know. Wouldn't life be good if we could just live without having to do anything that was hard work to get the results that we wanted? But it's just not how it works, is it? If you want the good results, you got to do the work. So I'm actually doing this exercise for the middle splits. It's very good for strength in the legs and also for flexibility elsewhere. But the main reason I'm doing it is to maintain middle splits flexibility and even develop some new flexibility. It's a really, really good exercise for middle splits. And so much of flexibility development as an adult in your 40s or 50s is about getting strong through range and teaching the nervous system that a range of motion that it thinks is unsafe is actually safe, and you can control it. The days of getting flexible from just sitting and holding a stretch for 30 seconds, they're gone. That's when you were a kid. So you want to get flexible, get strong at end range. All right, I finished my 5 rounds of my primary workout. Now I'm into my supplementaries, and I'm doing this arch scapular pull-in because it's incredible for developing straight arm scapular strength in pulling movements. This is really, really good carryover to pull-ups as well, because you're strengthening the lats, and the scapula stabilizes the muscles that depress and retract the scapula, which is a really important part of a pull-up. So you have a look at this movement. This is the way that I like to start a pull-up, and then you just bring your elbows into it to get your chest up to the bar. You got to make sure you really keep your elbows straight when you do this. That's why it's called straight arm scapular strength. And you can see when you do a pull-up, it starts the same way, but then you just pull yourself up to the bar from there. All right. And today is the day that I also do my core training. So I'm just doing some of these hanging leg raises. You got to make sure you really engage your abs before you lift your legs. Otherwise, it's all hip flexors.